Hey guys, we are back with another episode of Out of the Park Baseball 24 with the Nashville Blues, and unfortunately, it's going to be the off-season episode. I gotta clean my glasses. I can't see. We struggled mightily down the stretch, and for a while, I thought I might come back a couple weeks early. You look in August, we went 17-11. We were actually in the wild card. We were like a game and a half up in the wild card race, but we absolutely cratered in the month of September, going 9-18, finishing 79-83 in our first season. I mean, last year was great, but I think we just, I don't know, maybe got out ahead of got out over the skis a little bit, or maybe a little bit too much success too early, and didn't really build the team. So yeah, we finished 79-83. Finished in fourth place. We finished 6 games out of the wild card. From a pitching perspective, Kevin Michael has been a real gem. Found him in the expansion draft. He's been really, really solid the last 2 seasons. Sincere Chisholm, we picked him up off of waivers before our first season, and he has won 38 games in 3 seasons for us. He's 38-39. Put up, 14 WAR, 8-10, 12 WAR in 3 seasons. I'll take it. Largo Zerman, we picked up at the trade deadline from Colorado, and he was good, 4-4 with a 3.86. I'll take it with a 3.30 BABIP. So that tells you that there's probably more there. Gurkham Floyd, we picked up on waivers this past season, and he was terrific. 2.3 WAR, 160. So our top 4 starters are pretty. Christian Little just had a season you want to forget, and even that being said, he put up more WAR this year than he did last year. He was much better the second half of the season, August and September, 2-4 with an ERA of about 3.5. But first half of the season was just forgettable. Our rotation is actually in pretty good shape. I think our bullpen is okay too. We've got Jim Bennett. He bounced back second half of the season, had a really good year. Michael Alfonso, we've got him next season for $5 million as well. We picked up Danny Schroom at the deadline. He was pretty good for us. So our bullpen isn't terrible. Our offense isn't terrible either. Ezekiel Santoyo finished his first full season, 38 home runs, 101 runs knocked in. Dougie Blinman put up 4 wins for us. He was our very first expansion pick, and he's given us over 10 WAR in 3 seasons, so I am happy with him. Casey Schmidt came on this season and did Casey Schmidt things. 20 home runs for Casey, 81 runs knocked in. He's had a really good career in this world, 220 home runs. He might end up with 2,000 hits and 250 home runs if he can do this for another couple seasons. We have him for next year at 12, so I'll take it. Steve Guy had a great season. Played him primarily against lefties, and he raked. Put up almost 1,000 OPS, a 170 OPS plus. He was really, really good. Kason Cunningham bounced back second half of the year, ended up with a higher batting average than he hit last year. Everything else was a bit lower, though, so I don't know that he's the long-term solution, but he wasn't bad. Brad Hall, we picked up at the deadline. He can't hit, but he can field. Junior Garcia had a down season compared to last year, but, I mean, if you expected him to hit 55 home runs, you were going to be disappointed. I think we try to move him in the offseason, especially if the goal is to go after that big outfielder. Pecchia was good, fine as a 4th outfielder, and then everybody else was just terrible. So those are the statistics. Our 2 main prospects, Juan Rivera is likely to be up next season, 311, 396, 538, put up 3.6 WAR in 124 games in the minors. And then Eric Block, 234, 342, 442. Going to have a light average. He's only got the 45 contact right now, but he's really good defensively. He's going to give us some power, and he's going to walk a bunch. And the ratings are there. I mean, he can hit. He's going to strike out a ton, but the ratings are there. He should hit just fine for us. Chandler is not ready yet. He struggled in Double-A. He probably starts next season in Double-A as well. So thankfully, we have Casey Schmidt for another year at. Oh, it's a player option. He's going to opt out of that. He's certainly going to opt out of that. But we are at the postseason, so let's get to International Showcase, and then we will do some off-season stuff. Jose Ferrer still trucking along. I think he's a free agent too. Yeah. Imagine picking up Ferrer and Billy Monroe. Oof, baby. Not that we need Ferrer. We're pretty set in the rotation, but certainly wouldn't not take a run at him if he was there. Red Sox, Tigers, White Sox, Angels, John Gavin. I don't even know who John Gavin is, but he's eligible to come off the DL. So, okay, we're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, huh? Okay. Rockies, Diamondbacks, Brewers, Phillies. So it looks like the AI has completely destroyed the Cubs within 3 seasons. Brewers beat the Phillies. Red Sox and Angels will play in the LCS. The Rockies and the Brewers. He's probably going to refuse assignment. Oh, he didn't. Okay. Red Sox, Angels, Rockies, Brewers. Sox are up 1-0. 2-0. Brewers are up 2-1. And it's now the 17th, so we can get into international scouting. See what we see. Sergio Vega, first baseman who can't play the field. Toro Acevedo looks pretty good. We'll invite him. Zoraide Hopman, he looks okay. Aquino, we'll invite them both. Quijano's not a center fielder. I'll invite Vega. Not that I'm gonna. I don't know why I'm even bothering. I'm likely not to offer him anything, but I've invited 5 so far. I think that's it. Looks like a pretty weak international amateur class. International, run practice. All right, let's get to the end of the playoffs. Sox are up 3-0 on the Angels, so it'll be the Red Sox against the Brewers in the 2035 World Series. Brewers up 1-0. Sox tie it. Brewers 2-1. Brewers 3-1. Brewers 4-1. So the Milwaukee Brewers are the 2035 World Series champions. I'm really hoping that there's an international shortstop that we can sign, truthfully. All right. So we have some stuff to do. All right. He voided his contract season, not a surprise. Team payroll of about $200 million. So we've got $66 million this year, $55 next. Had a bunch of players retire. Top prospect list, we've got number 2, and they'll be up next year. All right, so we have to go to arbitration. How much does Casey Schmidt want? Yeah, that's a lot of money. I mean, I can afford it, but I don't want to give him that much. So Cam Collier will go. Yep. Gavin will likely go. Juan Madrid, we will sign him. And we don't have a lot of arbitration cases because we're still a young team, right? Jim Bennett at 4.6, so we can probably offer him 4.4. Shroom wants 4.2, so we can probably, or 4.4, so we can probably offer him 4.2. You know, and we don't need. I mean, we're talking a couple $100,000 here and there, you know, with most of these guys, but Steve Guy wants 2.2, so we'll give him 2.1. But if we can save, you know, $900,000 or $1 million before we get to. We are going to offer him. If we can save, a few $1 million before we get to free agency, that's only a good thing. Grissom and Lebaki will both be gone. It's fine. We are going to need to figure out what to do at shortstop, but he's not the answer anymore. I don't think we have to make any personnel decisions. It's not where I wanted to go. The AI will take care of that. Our scouting director is fine. Our trainer is fine. And it's time to get to the next month and then run scouting again. Trade proposal. Joaquin Tejada and Sam Holloway for Junior Garcia and Steve Allen. Well, I don't want to give up Steve Allen. Holloway's not bad, but I don't need a center fielder, or I don't need another outfielder. So let's... I mean, there are offers here. Hunter Wemp looks like a decent enough catcher. Chris Hall, the former Nashville Blue. Albert Santana. Again, I don't really need an outfielder. It's the one place I've got plenty of depth. I would love for somebody to trade me a shortstop. That would be super. Shortstop who can actually play shortstop. I guess I should preface it with that, right? Who do we have at first? Guy and Santoyo, right? So we're fine at first. Casey Schmidt, I would love to bring him back. Fredo Soto looks okay. Not great, but looks okay. Let's try it this way. Infielders. Because ideally, we bring back Casey Schmidt and sign that outfielder. But I'm not seeing... We did have a shortstop in the minors who had a 70 range. I don't think he was quite ready, but we may have to go that route. I'm not seeing anything here that knocks my socks off just yet. Maybe there will be when we get to free agency and teams have some money that frees up. Yeah, let's just get to free agency, and then we'll figure it out. Oh, I forgot to run scouting again for the international guys. All right, so fan reaction for Jim Bennett, which doesn't matter. Fan interest is still 100. Scouting, international, run practice, cool. It's the Gold Glove Award winners. I don't think we had any Gold Glove winners. Wasn't a particularly good season for us, to be honest. Oh, we had Casey Schmidt. Of course we did. He's now won 4 Gold Gloves. He's made 3 All-Star games. Ugh. I want to bring Casey back so badly, but not at $20+ million a year. What do we got now? We got reliever of the year in the AL goes to Noah Dean of the Red Sox. Yeah, I can see why. We didn't have anybody finish in the top 5. Silver Sluggers. Did we have a Silver Slugger? We did not. Hey, we got the Rookie of the Year, though. Ezekiel Santoyo, not a surprise. 297, 362, 549, a 911 OPS, 148 OPS plus, 4.5 WAR, 38 home runs, 34 doubles, 183 hits. Yes, sir. Brian Matt is now 36 years old in this world, huh? We are in 2035, so we have been going on for a while. All right, no manager of the year for us. Edgar Perez, Cy Young Award winner, goes to Hirosato Hori of the Red Sox, 23-7. And to nobody's surprise, Jose Ferrer, 18-3 with a 2.27 ERA. Still a free agent. He has been so good. 164 and 87. He went kind of the opposite way of John Smoltz, right? Like Smoltz was a starter and then became an all-star closer. Ferrer went the other way. He was an all-star closer who became one of the best pitchers in baseball. Washington got themselves a bargain on that deal. And your MVPs in 2035. In the AL, Kadern Flager, a 25-year-old outfielder. Yep, 7.1 WAR. And in the National League, Billy Monroe. I mean, that's our target. That is our target. Assuming he is a free agent, he will be our target. So let's get up to free agency and see if he is available. I mean, if he's asking for $50 million or something, we're not going to do it. I mean, I would go 40. Okay, so he did file for free agency. What do we have for international players first? I mean, we just took a shot on an international catcher and it didn't work out, but oh my gosh. He only wants $5 million. Let's get a scouting report on him. Ooh. All right, here we go. Let's see what he wants. What do we have? 89 million. Okay, he wants. Oh wow. So Hori's a free agent too. And those two guys both want $40 million a year. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm afraid to look. $55 million a year. This guy only wants 1.9. That seems broken. But okay. In fact, we'll do 3 years. Okay, he only wants 1, so fine. We'll give you 1 year at $2 million. Sure. I can't pay $55 million for a single bat. He wants $550 million contract. I can't do that. We do need a shortstop. We do need a third base. I mean, maybe we go Schmidt. Quintero, that's great arm and great. Stick him out in right field. Put him third base. I don't know. Silva. If those are his actual ratings, he's really good. So maybe we just don't have a shortstop. Armando Cruz is really good defensively. Cruz might not be a bad option just to stick it short and call it an afternoon. In fact, I think we do that. Let's give him a major league contract. 2.4 for 1 year. Let's get a scouting report on Hisaki Ueda too. I really want Casey Schmidt, but I can't. I can't give Casey Schmidt that kind of money. 5 years, $127 million. Can't do that. I can't give Monroe that kind of money either. Spino only wants 2.8. He's out for 3 to 4 months. That means we have him back by the beginning of the season. Sure. I'm good with that. He's not that good. He's not that good. He's not $45 million good. Jose Ferrer wants $44 million. That's so much money. So it's really just those two and then everybody else. 5 years, $222 million. Nope, thank you. Would he do 3 years at $40 million? Potential starting to drop. I don't want to. Yeah, I'm not comfortable with that. Let's just sim ahead a week. We'll see what we. Jason Dominguez. We'll see what we get in terms of scouting reports on those Japanese players. Just keeping an eye on. Keeping an eye on the signings. Chicago signed Horry. Is it the Cubs or the Sox? I don't know. We'll find out in a second. The White Sox. 7 years, $266 million for a 33-year-old. Ferrer signed a 3-year deal with LA. Okay, that's not a terrible contract. 3 years, 33 million, 39, 39, 30. It's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. So the two big pitchers have signed, which is fine. Have either of those players? Do we have feedback on either of those players yet? No. The ratings are getting better. Hopefully nobody signs them to contracts before we get in there. Did somebody sign the catcher? Looks like somebody may have signed the catcher. No, he's right there. All right, so we got a week. Let's go to scouting list. Practice. Some ahead a week. All right, so we picked up Espino. And he'll be a reliever for us. He won't be a starter. Action, set position, reliever. Yep, that'll be really good. He's hurt for a while, but that's fine. Silva. Yeah, I think... Let's get one more scouting report on him. Makes me nervous, but we'll get one more scouting report on him. Ueda we can pass on. That's fine. Let's get to the winter meetings. Makes me nervous to make that extra scouting report. Okay, so we don't end up with a top pick. What do we have on the trade block? Ooh, nobody particularly good. South Scene's not really a shortstop. Yeah, negative 7.5 zone rating. There's just nothing there, really. Atsushi Toda. We signed him with the Cubs. He's never been able to hit. What about pitching? Chavilli's on there. Mind taking Chavilli. Chad Cole looks okay. Get Chad Cole for not a lot. We gotta put Chandler on the 40 man. What's not a lot? That's, I guess, the question. You want to start with San Madrid? Let's try that. Niedermeyer is the one I'm probably going to call up. I think he... Well, I don't think we're going to call him up, but I think we will put him in AAA. Jeff Green. Sure you want Jeff Green? Pick up Chad Cole. 30-year-old. Is he still arbitration? Yeah, it's still arbitration with him. I don't know. Let's back off. $50, $60, $50. Extreme ground ball. In a good year last year. I don't think we need to. I think our pitching staff is in decent shape. I want to see where we stand with the with that outfielder from Japan. Weeks. All right, let's get to the. Let's sim another week. Spino's gonna go on the 40-man. I couldn't give him that. I couldn't give that batter that much money. All right, so we signed Cruz. We signed Quintero. So we pick up a bat who's not quite as good, but almost as good. Can't stay healthy, but when he is healthy, he rakes. Okay, so that gives us another. Where is he? Oh, he's out there already. Okay, so he'll be back in 3 weeks. All right, so we have. Do we have an answer on him yet? I think we have to make an offer, right? I think we have to. Major league contract. Let's give him 4 years at 2.5, 4, 7.5, and 5. Okay, 4 years, $19 million. I'll take that. Up a reliever, a shortstop, a third baseman. Fragile wants $14 million a year. I'm good. Let's go back and look at the trade block again. Trade block. Really wouldn't mind bringing in Shivili. His contract is just this year. Maybe the Cubs just want to get rid of his contract. So if we do that, Chisholm, Michael, Quintero, no, okay. I'm not ready to give up any of my prospects yet. I'm just not. You can see we've got them all locked down. I'm just not ready to give up any of them. Very few of them have dropped in terms of rating too much. Yeah, we just don't have anybody who's dropped that much. Trade block. So it looks like the other guy was dealt. So let's talk about Di Nicola for Madrid. I don't know, he's a high work ethic guy. I don't want to give up a high work ethic pitcher. I just can't bring myself to do it. Here, you want Chad Beach? See if that does it. Lindman, Zerman. Okay. Yep. All right. So I'm not going to until I may see if there's, once the season starts, if there's somebody out there. Casey Schmidt. Where did he go? Washington, 3 years, 18.6 per. Okay. Well, we had him for a year, and he was really good. Fan interest still at 100. Still have $79 million to spend. Let's make sure we don't have anybody not on the Rule 5 that we need on the 40 man. I don't think we do. We're still a little too ripe for that. What do we need? What do we need? Could use a catcher. First base, we've got Santoyo. Second base for now, we have Cunningham. Shortstop for now, we've got Armando Cruz. Left and center will be our two minor leaguers. Actually, left and right. Blindman will be our center fielder. And then for right now, Quintero is our DH, is our third baseman, I guess. It's not terrible. And Garcia's our DH. Okay, so we don't need a whole lot. So we'll just kind of see what's there. And so we're picking 15th. Who did we lose? Justin Foscue. That's fine. Let's start with batters. Batting potential. Chris Nichols. If he could catch at all, I would just draft him and put him in our roster. Put him in our lineup. Goddard looks okay. He's former 9th overall pick. It's not that good, though. No real third baseman to speak of. I don't know that we're taking anybody. Here you go, Chris Robison, a 23-year-old. Yep, high work ethic guy. Sure, I will take him for sure. Fan interest. Okay, great. I think that might be it. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Slade Ciccone is there. Who else do we leave? Tyler Black. Fine. Is it our pick? Jimmy Jacobs looks all right. Ground ball. High work ethic. Ethan Roberts. Yeah, we take Ethan Roberts. I mean, he's 38, but more fan interest, which we don't need. And we will complete the draft. All right, so we lost a handful of people. And, I mean, I want to spend money, right? Like, don't get me wrong, guys. I want to spend some money, but I can't. I can't spend any money because I couldn't bring myself to give that kind of money to, where did he end up signing? Let's keep going, looking for a big number in the 40s and 50s. There he goes, 8 years, $384 million. You wanted 10 at 55, so I guess it's not that far off. You wanted 10 at 55, you got 8 at 48. I mean, I'm not paying that for anybody. No more pitchers I want to make a run at. Are there any bats at all? We're waiting on Silva. That's really the only one. Go after Lamar King. No compensation. We need a catcher who can provide some pop. 3 years at 23. Three years at 25. I mean, I would probably do that. Maybe spending some money just to spend it at this point, but let's get to the next month. So neither of them have signed yet. Yeah, we're up to $81 million for extensions. We need to one more time. All right, let's get to international signing. We signed Arturo Silva, which I'm quite happy about. Maybe fourth outfielder, backup DH. But 4 years at $19 million total. I mean, that seems like a bargain, doesn't it? 2.5, 4, 7, and then 5. And I also want to come back in here now and talk to Quintero right away. Wants 1 year at 7.6. So what if I gave you 8, 10, 8, 12, and 10? Great. 3 years at $30 million for Quintero. He's 28 years old. Even if he gives us 100 games a year, that'll work. Cool. All right. So now we just have to get to international amateurs. I'm happy with this offseason. Couldn't bring we pick up Lamar King, so we now have a legit starting offensive catcher. I think that means that Kendrick or Hall will likely start in AAA. Probably Kendrick. Although Hall hit for more power last year. They both put up OPSs of 500, so it doesn't really matter. We'll figure it out in the offseason. But that does now give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 outfielders. Well, Garcia doesn't really count. In fact, I think it's time to shop Mr. Garcia. And yeah, nobody has any money anymore because I waited to offer him. Can I get Rueda and Munguia? And he's a decent defensive third baseman, which is something I'm lacking. He can't really hit. Rueda's a decent offensive outfielder. Okay. $40 million, huh? Maybe. Oh, goof. Oof, yeah. What is going on with that contract? $8, $10, $12, $12. He's 29. I would prefer Graceffa. Can I get Graceffa and Hasselberger? Let's see. So Quintero signed the contract, which is great. So we got him for this year at $2 million and then 3 at 30. Here, we want one of our best players. I mean, I'd be willing to give up Jeff Green. So pick up a couple of starters, Pat Graceffa and Bobby Hasselberger. in exchange for Junior Garcia and Jeff Green. I think we're okay with that. They don't like losing Green or Garcia. They like bringing in Graceffa, and we pick up a couple more starters. Just loading up on starting pitching. We now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 legit starters on our roster. Which is great. And they're all cheap. They're all, I think, making the minimum at the moment, except for Little. Make Little a bullpen guy next year. I don't know. We got a lot of stuff to do, though. So let's get up to international amateurs, and we will call it an episode. All right, it's time for international amateurs. We have, where are we? $6.85 million to spend. Sergio Aquino. A couple of catchers with 60 overall ranges in bat, or 60 overall catcher ranges in bat. I mean, a sidearm guy, he's gonna have platoon issues, I would assume. Rio looks pretty good. Shibata only wants 600K. The Catskill Wildman, I love it. Wants 2.8. Aquino wants 4. Not uber impressed by any of the pitchers, but maybe Minali. Let's offer him 4.75. And then offer him 1.5. It leaves us with a little bit of money to play with if either of them come back with better offers. All right, so we got Shibata. We got the worst of the two, so to speak, but those are decent ratings. The changeup never develops, but those are pretty good ratings for a guy for 1.5. And we got Minali, so we got them both. Awesome. Let's pick up a couple of pretty good starting pitchers. Let's get to the beginning of the preseason. See if we get a budget. Not that we need a budget increase, but no, I have no desire to do the World Baseball Classic. I just want to get to the preseason. All right, so no budget increase, and that's fine. We have $56 million this year, 41 next. Dominguez is back and healthy. We're paying for Serna to play for another team. We might need to make some moves here in spring training. Yeah, our payroll jumps to 195 and then 201 as some of our players start to get expensive. But yeah, we lose Dominguez, Serna, Alfonso, Hall, Espino, Olvera, and Cruz next season, and our payroll goes up. It's fine. We should be able to figure it out. All right, guys, so that's going to do it. I'm going to sim ahead up to opening day here offline. Next episode will be opening day. So thanks for watching. Appreciate the support as always. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.